So you know what I love is that before I got out here, they made all the little kids sit in the back. And they were like, screw those little kids. And then finally, cooler heads prevailed and said, you know what, we're going to put you guys in front. So you have better seats now? So now you wave to your parents and you say, I have better seats than you do. That's what we're going to do right now. That's right. I have better seats than you do. If you want, you could add sucker at the end. That'll get you always. Sucker, that's nice. Yeah, we'll teach you some stuff here. In Washington, D.C., they're like, don't tell my kid that. So let me say the most important thing of all, and that is simply to say thank you. Thank you for coming out here tonight. I want to do one very special thank you to, because I need to embarrass him. When I started my career in D.C., right, when you do your first events, you know who's going to be there. It's your mom and your dad and your sister, and you know everyone in line. And then eventually you find some strangers who come. And one of the first strangers was a guy named Elliot Siegel. It was Elliot in the Morning. You guys know Elliot? Yeah. Right, so yeah, let's hear it for Elliot. Let's hear it. So I'm going to tell you, we haven't told this story. We're going to tell it on TV now because C-SPAN's here, and so it's better. Everything's better on television. I can tell you that from experience. And Elliot's a amazing, hosts an amazing radio show called Elliot in the Morning. No, thanks for putting on your phone. No, thanks for ruining my whole joke. I appreciate that. Now your phone's on national TV. I hope you're happy. We got presents too for everyone. You guys want presents? Because we're going to do that. Yeah, that's good. So here's the story. So Elliot hosts this great radio show, Elliot in the Morning, and all of a sudden, one morning, my wife listens to it every morning on the way to work at the U.S. Capitol. And one morning, I'm in California, and I get a phone call at 6 o'clock. It was like 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, California time. And I pick up the phone, and they say, Elliot's breaking into your house. I'm like, what? And apparently what they're doing is they sent like one of the comic guys on the show. Elliot had read one of my books and said, anyone out there know Brad Meltzer? I like his books. I want to find out where he lives. Anyone who knows him, find out where he lives. And of course, Washington is filled with ethical people. Every contractor who ever worked on our house calls the radio show and gives them our address. And now my wife gets a phone call, like, they're breaking into your house. She's at work. I'm not home. And they're like, you got to call into the station. And I call into the station, and I can hear when they put you on hold, you can hear what's being said, obviously, on the air. And I hear, yeah, I'm at Meltzer's window. I'm looking at his carpet. He's got a pretty okay TV, not that nice. You know, and he's like describing the house. And I'm like, oh, man, they really are at our house. And so now the woman comes on the phone, and she says, how do we know it's you? And I'm like, it's me. I don't know how to prove it to you. She goes, what color carpet do you have? And I explained, and she's like, it's him. It's him. And so I wound up meeting Elliot, and that was probably over a decade ago, long over a decade ago. And but Elliot's here tonight. And so Elliot, we come out one sec, please. You want to bring them too? Okay. This is Elliot. Everyone here for Elliot, my man. So you know what? You never get to thank. The nice part about Elliot is he dressed up for the occasion.
I did.
This is actually a tie for him. And I just want to say thank you publicly for what you did.
Oh, absolutely.
I love you, brother.
Is this really on CNBC?
Yeah, CNBC. No, it's on C-SPAN. But thanks for insulting them. No, it's good. No,
C-SPAN.
No. Everyone's watching switch channels because CNBC is so much.
Because there's a lot of things I'd like to say on C-SPAN that have probably never been said on C-SPAN.
You know what? I bet we could right now say things that have never been said on C-SPAN before, right? C-SPAN's like, so I love you, thank you, and without him, truthfully, I really think many of you would not be here. Show of hands, how many people are here because of him? Let's be honest, right? I owe you for him. The other ones I don't owe you anything for.
What's wrong with you?
That's the kid who said sucker, so.
Awesome.
That's good.
Brad's the best, so enjoy the rest of the night. Thanks.
And the best part is Elliot's now syndicated in Jersey and New York, and so that means he gets twice the annoying people because it's Jersey. Trust me, my whole family lives in Jersey. I only say it because I love them. So these books. I'm Amelia Earhart, and I'm Abraham Lincoln. And I'll tell you about these books and where they came from. Because if I was just, I guess I'm known for thrillers. I write political thrillers. And now suddenly I'm doing children's books. And we all know, listen, this is Washington, D.C., right? We're in Virginia right now, so close to D.C., that there is no difference between politicians and children, right? There's none. Children are just more honest. That's it. That's all the difference that there is. So there's no difference in writing a thriller or writing a children's book. But I will tell you that these books, for me, the reason I started them is because my own kids, I was looking at them, and I was just tired of watching my kids look at reality TV show people and loudmouth athletes and think that's a hero. That is not a hero. I tell my kids all the time that is fame, and being famous is very different than being a hero. And I said, I have so many better heroes than that. On the History Channel, on Decoded, we have so many better heroes. In my novels, I have so many better heroes. We have Abraham Lincoln, Amelia Earhart, Rosa Parks that I can give my kids. How do we do that? And I said, I'm going to write books for them, illustrated children's books to show them the stories of these heroes. But what we wanted to do in the books is not just tell you the story of that you do know about Amelia Earhart and Abraham Lincoln, but we wanted to also show you their lives when they were kids. So you see Lincoln when he's a little boy, you see Amelia Earhart when she's a little girl. And the result is that when you read these books with your kids and your grandkids, that they realize the power and the potential that's in all of us. Because you see what they're accomplishing just when they're little kids. And if I tell my daughter that Amelia Earhart, she flew across the Atlantic, and isn't that amazing, honey? My daughter looks at me, she's like, Dad, everyone flies across the Atlantic these days. What else you got, right? She's just not that impressed. She should be, but never as much as we want. But if I tell my daughter that Amelia Earhart, when she was 7 years old, this is a true story, that she built a homemade roller coaster in her backyard, that she took a wooden crate, she put roller skate wheels on the bottom of it, she pushed the crate up to the top, to the roof of her tool shed, and then she took 2 giant wooden planks and runs them down from the edge of the tool shed to the ground. She takes the cart, she goes all the way to the top of the roof in the cart. She looks at her sister on the bottom and she says, I'm going first. And her sister looks up and goes, yeah, genius, you go first, right? And then she gets into the wooden cart, and then she comes careening down the side, feels her stomach bottom out from under her. The wind is on her face. This is true. This is the very first time Amelia Earhart flies. And when she lands and she crashes and tumbles down and looks up and gets up and she says, that was awesome. My daughter reads that and goes, Amelia Earhart's just like me, Dad. She's brave and she's fun and she's daring. And again, most important, she's alive. The spirit of Amelia Earhart in that moment is alive again. And that is the goal of these children's books, is to bring these heroes alive. I don't want Amelia Earhart to be some black and white figure in a history textbook. I want Amelia Earhart to be as amazing as she is to all of us. And so that's what these books try to do. So you'll see we do Abraham Lincoln as well. And the stories are all real. Even though I write fiction, the stories are all real in them. We found a story almost no one knows. We found it from this great group that studies Lincoln up in Illinois at this amazing Knox College, which has just been an incredible resource for us. A true story that Abraham Lincoln, when he was 10 years old, he goes and finds a group of boys who are playing with turtles. Now, he loves turtles. Lincoln loved animals when he was little. And he sees all these turtles, and he's like, I love turtles. Goes over to the turtles. What they're doing is they're putting hot coals on the backs of the turtles. What they're doing is they're torturing the turtles. And he feels terrible about this. He sees this great injustice. They're torturing and hurting these turtles. And Abraham Lincoln in that moment, right, he has to decide what to do. And it is hard to do the right thing sometimes. But somebody has to. And Abraham Lincoln in that moment says, take the coal off the turtles, right? Saves the turtles, gets those turtles, gets them away from the boys, and rescues them, does the right thing, stands up to the bullies. And I love when I tell my kids that story. My little one is like, he's just like me, Dad. He loves animals. He's so nice. And again, Abraham Lincoln in that moment, the spirit of him comes back to life. And now Abraham Lincoln is as amazing as I know you and I all think he is. And then our kids have something they can relate to. And that's what these books are really about for me. It's not just about telling you their stories and telling you one book or 2 books. What we're doing is we want to build a library for you. So we have I Am Amelia Earhart now. I Am Abraham Lincoln now. In June, we do I Am Rosa Parks. And then we do I Am Albert Einstein that comes out in September. And our goal is to build a library for you that you can be proud to give your kids and your grandkids, that you can present them with these books of values. Because each book is about a different value. It's about an important thing that you should teach and share with your kids. Abraham Lincoln, it says right on the back of the book, I will always speak my mind and speak for others. And Amelia Earhart on the back of the book says, I know no bounds. And Rosa Parks says, I will always stand up for myself. And when you see Albert Einstein, his is always about asking the question why. We must teach our kids to ask the question why, a vital question. And to me, that's what these books are, the things that you can teach those lessons for your kids, because whether you like it or not, your kids are going to pick heroes. You might as well have some say in it. And what we all do as a culture is we tend to complain about it. This is my solution. And I appreciate you taking the time and coming here tonight and sharing this with me, because this is obviously, these books are my heart in book form. And that's our goal, is to put these out into the world and let people have this library that they can share and this love of history that they can share with their kids. And I'll tell you as to whether it works or not. So 2 things. So yesterday, the New York Daily News took I Am Amelia Earhart, and they gave it. They said we're taking it into a